Okay. Go live. Go live. All righty. How are you? I hope all is well. So I am Bernadette Henry, and I am here to talk to you about why a new year will not make a difference. Okay. So many of you have heard this whole thing. Hey, Judas. Hey, Empress Key. A lot of you have heard the expression new year, new me. And when the new year come, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. But I'm here to ask you a question. Why put off for tomorrow what you can do today, right? If you cannot make a decision to do something like tomorrow, what makes you think you can do it like in a whole nother year, right? So I'm here to just talk to you and try to change your perspective or shift your perspective on how you see your new years or your new you or all of these things that people do during this time and transition of the year. Okay. So how many of you have had these goals and said in the new year, I am going to sit there. Hey, Almanize, in the new year, I'm going to lose all this weight. In the new year, I'm going to find a new man. In the new year, I'm going to, I don't know, just so many different things or different goals that y'all have in this new year. And how many of you have not reached this goal, right? Because sometimes at the end of the or the current year, you're so excited about what's going to happen in the new year that you kind of leave a few things out. So let me tell you at least three things that you're leaving out when it's time for this new year, new me situation. Number one, you're just simply not, hey, BB. Number one, you're simply just not ready for change, okay? Because if there's something that you really, 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 really want to do, guess what? Why are you going to wait till a whole week or 2 or a month or 3 months later to do it? If you're really ready for change, you're going to start today, okay? So that's one reason why a new year won't make a difference, okay? Number two, you have unrealistic expectations. So you go into this new year and you're saying, hey, yes, I'm going to lose 50 pounds this year, right? But do you even have everything that you need in order to meet this new goal, right? So you have to have like realistic expectations, right? And then number three, you're setting yourself up with you're not setting yourself up with like achievable goals, right? So for instance, you may sit there and say, hey, look, I'm gonna lose all of this weight, but like how? Like, do you even have gym clothes? Do you have a gym membership? Do you have equipment at home? Do you have the proper foods in your house? Like, do you have the things that you need to accomplish whatever this said goal is, whether it's fitness, wellness, or otherwise, right? You have to have realistic expectations. And once you have that, you have the tools, okay? So, when you do have these goals that you want to do, like I said, you have to start getting ready today. You have to start today. Like if you know that your goal is to quote unquote lose weight in the new year, why don't you start drinking more water now? Why don't you join a gym now? Why don't you go outside and take a walk now? Why don't you like put on that online video YouTube program now? Why do you have to wait until a whole week later to start, right? Why? Because then you're going to start and then you're going to get discouraged and unmotivated and then you're going to stop, or you may even go into this time and not even start it at all, right? So whatever that goal is, you want to start today. Matter of fact, those of you that's watching, what is a goal that you have for the new year, right? And once you identify this goal, you have to understand or know why you want to accomplish this goal, because a lot of times you could be sitting here saying, yeah, I want to lose weight or whatever, but you're not looking at the bigger picture, right? So maybe you're a diabetic or you have high blood pressure. Maybe you want to change it instead of saying I want to lose weight this year, say, oh, I want to decrease my A1C numbers, or oh, I want to bring down my pressure. Maybe if you change it to that, then you will do the things that you need to do to lose the weight, such as being consistent in your exercises, drinking more water, adding more greens to your diet, like eliminating stress as much as possible, right? So there's so much more that goes into it. So instead of putting it off for tomorrow, right? And let me just go over the reasons why you're putting off tomorrow again. Number one, you're not ready for change because, like I said, if you are really truly ready to do something, you will start today. You won't put it off for another time. Number two, you have unrealistic expectations. So you may say, I want to lose 100 pounds in a year, but have no clue how to do it. You want to strengthen your core and back. Yes. Number three, you're not setting yourself up for achievable goals. Okay. It's just like, okay, if you have this big goal, how are we going to manage this and break it down into chunks so that you can be able to fix it, right? So, what can you do to ensure that you reach these goals? Number one, join a challenge, okay? There are plenty of challenges that are happening. I know, like I said, you don't really want to wait to the new year, which is like next week or whatever, but these are things that you can start to do to get ready. Number one, join a challenge, okay? Sometimes challenges motivate you because you're aiming for something, you're pushing for something. A lot of times, if you really wanted to do something on your own, you would get it done, but sometimes you just need that extra push. So, for instance, for myself, even though I can go outside and go to the gym and walk every day or jump every day, whatever the case may be, sometimes challenges just give you like a new perspective, right? Because it makes you like feel like you're going for something. So, for instance, I'm in two like mileage challenges, and at the end of the challenge, guess what? I'm going to get a medal. I'm going to get a T-shirt. You know, I live for those things. Like it makes me push. And one of the challenges, one of the walking challenges that I'm in, I created a team. So now it's a team of us, and now as a team, it's like I have to actually push and motivate other people to go out there and take a simple walk so that we can increase our numbers and outbeat the other teams that's, you know, walking with us. So sometimes challenges just keep you on edge. You know, like I'm in paid challenges, I'm in free challenges, like the Fitbit, the Night Run Club. I'm in a bunch of free challenges, right? And it just pushes you because, like, when you're in work week hustle, you're like, oh my God, why did this person got like 100,000 steps today? Like, let me step my game up. You know what I'm saying? So challenges really kind of push you and give you a reason to do something. Number two, get accountability. When you are trying to accomplish a goal, you want somebody else to be in the trenches with you. You want somebody else to know exactly what you're doing so they can be there to motivate you. So accountability can come in the form of like challenge and accountability. They're kind of intertwined, kind of sort of. So let me just give you a difference between the two. So right now I'm doing a winter mouse challenge where we have to do 200 walk, run, jog in between December 21st and March 20th, right? Now that's the overall challenge. Everyone puts their numbers in, da 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 da, everything updates. It's cool, right? But I created a team within this challenge. So everyone that joins under my team, I am holding them accountable. So I made like a WhatsApp group, and every day I just give them motivation. I give them a place where they can ask me questions. I give them a place to like put their, like, this one person may post the picture after they finish walking. I may post mine. So that's the difference between kind of the challenge and accountability. A lot of times in a challenge, you're kind of in it with other people, but you're by yourself. Now, when you have that added piece of accountability, now you have a coach per se that's like actually kind of communicating with you during this challenge. Okay, so that's the difference between like a self-paced challenge and a challenge with accountability, or just accountability in general. Number three, start today, right? Why wait tomorrow? Like if your goal is to decrease your stress, right? Look for a therapist, or quit that second job, or leave that person, or whatever it is that you have to do to eliminate your stress, right? You do that. You can start doing that today. You know, some things, of course, will be harder than others, but now if it comes, like, say, to your physical weight loss or whatever, you could add an extra cup of water. You can go outside and take a walk. That doesn't even require a gym membership, right? Or special clothes. You throw on your sweats, a t-shirt, or some leggings, a t-shirt, a skirt, whatever, and you go on and do what you got to do, right? And just get started. So that's basically like what I have to say. Like I was interviewed, so I had a little like makeup on my face. I was like, let me get on here and talk about something real quick. But yes, whatever your goals are, you just want to make sure you get started and get out of that mindset of, oh, next year, right? Because if you cannot plan what you're going to do tomorrow, what makes you think you could plan for a whole nother year or a whole nother point in time, right? So if you have a goal, if you don't want to share it here, feel free to text me at 718-504-2192, 718-504-2192. There are ways that I can help you. And also, I want to know, what else do you want from me? Like, I know a lot of you know me for jumping rope. Just recently I've added, walking. And why did I add walking? It came as it was a chance, right? Like, walking just came out of the blue. But because a lot of my crowd, or a lot of the people that look up to me, they are over 40. Some may be over quote unquote plus size. Some may have knee issues. Some may not be able to jump. So a lot of people now can do something as simple as walking, and that really eliminates the excuse. So now when it comes to walking, and that should be a separate like live, like, walking gives you a no excuse thing, because everybody can walk. Now, it's just, if you do start to take up walking as a fitness activity, it's now about your intentions, pushing yourself between a stroll and an actual walk, right? Like a speed walk. So there's just so many different things that you can do to get started. But whatever the case may be, get yourself in a challenge, get some accountability. And if you want, you can join me. Right now, I am doing a winter mouse challenge. And this challenge is through Elite Feats. And the challenge goes from December 21st, which is already started, until March 20th. And basically, in this challenge, all you have to do is cover 200 miles by walking, jogging, or running. And right now, that would equate out to about a mile and a half a day, right? So, depending on how slow or fast you walk, you can get like that done within about 30 minutes, okay? A mile and a half. So, if that's something that you're interested in, feel free to text the word race, RACE, to 718-504-2192, RACE, to 718-504-2192. And it will give you all the details about the challenge. And you could join Team Jump to Burn. I mean, Feel the Burn. And in this challenge, with the accountability piece, I have a WhatsApp group, so you can talk to me every day if you choose. Until March 20th, I'm here. That's what I created the group for, because I just want to see everybody win. I want to see everybody do something and really eliminate these excuses why you can't do the things that you think you could do, right? All you have to do is break up these goals into small, manageable chunks. And once you do that, you'll be able to accomplish, right? Donna, I appreciate you. You inspire me. I'm still doing extended water fast to heal body deeply. I love jumping rope, just a little stiff for now. Love your vids. Oh, thank you so much, Donna. And I wish you a speedy recovery. And like I said, Donna, this is why I talk about walking a lot now, for people like you. Like, I know jumping may be too much right now. So if you can't jump, guess what? You can walk, right? And that's the beautiful thing that I love about it, that we have like no excuse. It's like I said, it's up to you how slow you want to walk, how fast you want to walk. It's totally up to you. It's just about doing something, right? And once you start to do a little bit today, you'll be confident enough to do something tomorrow, and then the next day, and then the next day, because it's really not about, like, it's not about the big things. It's really about those little small things that we do on a daily basis that makes up the big difference. And you will be surprised that if you're taking the time out to, like, if you're working 3 to 5 days towards your goal, you'll be surprised where you'll be at in a couple of months, right? So instead of focusing on like the physical manifestation of that end goal, you may want to focus on things that you can see now. So if you start walking now, you'll feel confident that you actually just went out and did it, or you'll be able to breathe better, or you'll be able to have clearer thoughts because you're out there with yourself in nature or on the treadmill, and you could just think. You can take that time away from your job, from your kids, from your spouse, and just take that time for you and reflect on you, right? So stop looking for the immediate physical manifestations of that particular goal that you have, and think of the stuff that are immediate, such as the confidence, such as feeling less stressed, such as maybe decreasing your high blood pressure numbers, such as being able to breathe a little better, such as having clearer thoughts, such as being in a better mood, such as just taking that 15 minutes for yourself, right? There are so many immediate benefits that are non-physical, that if once you start seeing that, it will give you the confidence to keep pushing. And then next thing you look in the mirror, you're like, oh my gosh. Or people around you will be like, oh my gosh, like, what are you doing? And of course, before you can even start to look at the physical manifestations of things, you actually want to feel good, because no matter where you are, if you don't feel good here, you're not going to feel good here. And you're going to do those self-harming things that's going to cause you not to like reach those goals, right? So once you're clear up here and you have that confidence, which are the immediate goals from just taking them little small steps, like later on in a few months, when you do see the results of the physical manifestation, you're like, wow. And it just gives you the strength to keep going. And I'll give you a personal example. Like in 2020, before this whole pandemic situation, I was like, you know what? I want to get off these high blood pressure medications, right? And that was kind of my goal. And I said to myself, okay, I'm going to go outside 3 to 5 times a week and do 10 sets of 100 jumps. Okay. Because when you're making these goals, right, you want to make sure that it's manageable. You want to make sure that it's realistic to you. So, what I did is, I know realistically in my life, I can take 10 minutes out of my life. It takes what? About 10 minutes for me to do 10 sets of 100 jumps. Okay, realistically, I can do that. I can take 10 minutes of my day, 3 to 5 times a week, and get it done. And that's exactly what I did before the pandemic even hit, right? My why wasn't I want to lose weight. My why was I want to get off my blood pressure medication. And while I'm still taking blood pressure medication, it decreased from 3 pills to two. Okay. So I'm gonna just put that out there, because I don't want somebody like that's watching me saying, oh, wow, she just started exercising and got off of everything. No, I'm gonna be realistic with you. Okay. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to try to do whatever. But the goal was, okay, like 3 to 5 times a week. And now as I started doing that, it became such a habit, and I was just consistent and doing it and doing it and doing it right. Okay, let me stop. But yeah, by November of 2020, I had ended up losing about 30 pounds and decreasing like one of three blood pressure pills. So you want to like have a why. Your why want to be strong. You want to have a why that actually makes sense. Like what I said here, you have unrealistic expectations. You want to make sure that that why is strong. You don't want it to be a vague why, like, oh, I just want to fit into the dress. Oh, I just want to look good for the cruise. And it is good to have those like achievable goals, but sometimes when that why is like, oh, and that why, like when your life matters, when your life depends on this change, your mindset is going to be totally different. So when a matter of fact, but I mean, even in talking about the blood pressure, and I don't talk about the diabetes as much, but I was pre-diabetic, right? I was diagnosed back in 2018, and that was traumatic for me, and I was just like, oh, let me like do I at that time I had to quit. I had two full-time jobs. I quit one of my jobs. I started exercising again. I started trying to get my eating and stuff back together. And guess what? I kicked the pre-diabetes, right? Um Thank goodness. But that was my why, right? So, like I said, you just really have to find that deeper why, and just go after it. And even if like you're still taking blood pressure medication, like I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say, oh yeah, I was doing 3 to 5 sets of 100 jumps a week and I eliminated everything. No, I did not eliminate everything. I went from 3 to 2, right? But it's all the effort that counts. So I want you to really dig deeper, right? Into whatever that goal that you have, really, really dig deeper. And once you have that goal, like just break it down into small, manageable steps that really centers around your life. A lot of times people say, and I just keep going back to the weight loss thing just because that's everybody's thing and it's an easier example to give. A lot of people will say, oh yeah, I'm going to lose weight. So in order for me to do that, I'm going to exercise 5 days a week. I'm going to stop eating all the sweets and the cakes. I'm going to go vegan for a couple of months. I'm going to do all of these things, right? But sometimes it's too many things you're trying to do at once, because when you do that, it's like deprivation. You're depriving yourself. So now you'll start to feel like you're depriving yourself. And then one day you're just going to be like, forget all this. Something going to happen. You're going to get stressed out and you're going to be like, instead of having one slice of cake, you're going to have like the whole cake, right? So you want to do one thing at a time, right? So, like in 2020, my one thing at a time was go be consistent doing 3 to 5 times a week doing the exercise. And then once had that up to par, I may have added, maybe let's do some calisthenics with the jump rope, or maybe let me add water. So you want to make sure you do things slowly and consistently, and at that time you will see change, right? So that's all I got. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them right now. If not, definitely feel free to text one of your goals to 718-504-2192 to see if there's anything that I can be of an assistant with. If you want to join the Winter Miles Challenge, where you have to just complete 200 miles between now and March 20th, feel free to text RACE, RACE, to 718-504-2192, and you will have all the details about that, and you can join Team Feel the Burn. So thank you so much. I hope you have a great one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, Donna. And who else is here on Instagram? Bye, BB. I'll see y'all later. Bye.